Good afternoon, class. Happy Monday. It's nice to see you guys all here and energetic and ready for learning some English. So, if you remember last week, we spoke about the different jobs that people have. We spoke that some people are doctors, some people are lawyers, some people are teachers. But one of the jobs we didn't really mention is the job of a musician. So before we get into the activities for the class, I wanted to present two musicians to you guys today for our warm-up activity. One is John Lennon, and the next is Bob Marley. Now for this first warm-up activity, I'm going to need you guys to all stand up, get out of your seats. Great. Now, anybody, whoever's the first to raise their hand, you get to pick which song we get to listen to. Either Imagine by John Lennon or One Love by Bob Marley. Okay? So you want to listen to Bob Marley. Great. Now, when we play the song, feel free to dance or just listen. It's your choice. No pressure. But I'm gonna dance. Let's get together and be alright. There we go. One heart. Let's get together and be alright. So, class, this is reggae. And this is reggae at its best. If you guys are interested in this type of music, you should listen to more of it after class. And I will say that listening to music in the language that you're learning is one of the best ways to really learn that language. So I really encourage you guys to listen to a lot of music and to look up what they're saying in the songs. That's a really great resource that you have outside of class. Great. So now that you guys are all warmed up and excited, we can go ahead and sit down and we're going to get started with our classwork. So please open up your books to Unit 3, and we're going to be going over what these musicians and all musicians use to make that music. So if you can see on page 32, there's an instrument at the top of the page, right here. Can anyone tell me what that instrument is? Yes, correct. That is a violin. Now, while you guys, I want you guys to individually work on section A, and I want you guys to put the number in the correct box for the instrument. And I'll give you 2 minutes to do that, and then we'll go over it and see if you got the right answer. Great. Are you guys all done? Perfect. So, can anyone tell me what number goes for clarinet? Yes. 5. That's right. And for saxophone? Yes? 6. That's right. Okay. And for piano? Yes. The number 2. Great. And now, I'm going to let you guys, just let you know what the other ones are. So acoustic guitar is number 3. The drums is number 1. And the triangle is number 4. Great. Does anyone have any questions? No? Okay. So, I want to know if any of you guys play a musical instrument. I don't play a musical instrument, but I would love to learn how to play the saxophone. Okay? Oh, you play the guitar. Great. How many years have you been playing? For 2 years. Great. Awesome. So now we're going to go on to section B, and we're going to talk about the different families of the instruments. So Here in picture number 1, you can see somebody using their hands. That's to make the sounds. So anything with using the hands, that is percussion. You can use it with drums, or sometimes you have sticks. And number 2, you have the trumpet. And that is a woodwind instrument. And that's something that you blow in, and it makes a sound from the air from your mouth. And number 3 is a clarinet. And that belongs to the brass family. That's something you also blow in, but the reason why it's different from in the different family of the sax or the trumpet is because of what it's made out of, the material. It's different. And then in the 4th one, you see the girl playing a string instrument, which is a violin. Okay. Now, if you guys can move on to look at section C, where to play. So there are many different places where you can play music, and the 4 options you have here are at an orchestra, a rock concert, or with a rock band, or you can have a jazz band, and there's even a marching band. Do we all know the difference between these 4? No? Okay. What did you have a question about? Oh, you wanted to know what a marching band is? Yes, no problem. So a marching band is a group of people singing or performing music in formation, sometimes with schools, and they have coordinated moves so that it's more than just the music. And they compete as well against other schools or other marching bands. Great. So now, since you guys all know which ones are which, I want you to put the right number to the correct box. And then we'll go over the answers right after. Great. Are you guys all ready? Perfect. All right. So orchestra is number 4. Rock band is number 3. Jazz band is number 2. And then the marching band is number 1. All right. So now I have a question for you guys. Would you rather play in a school orchestra or a marching band? Yes? You'd like to play in a school orchestra. Great. Why would you like to do that? Because it looks good on your applications. That is true. That is true. Great. So now we're going to move on to some language practice. Okay? So you'll see we're going to be doing section A. And here it says we're going to be talking about some of our favorite instruments. So I want you guys to match the correct question to the answer that is given. So there's a blank space for the question that belongs to one of these boxes, and then there's the answer there. So when you guys do this part, you're gonna look for the similarities in the answers to the questions and to see which ones match up. Okay, are you guys all ready? Perfect. So for the answer, my favorite instrument is the clarinet. It has a nice sound. We are going to use the question A. What is your favorite musical instrument? Yes. For the second one, we're given the answer that says, yes, I have taken piano lessons for several years now. And then so the correct question for that one is B. Have you ever tried playing the piano? So notice how we can tell which question to use, because this one was talking about a piano, and this one is talking about a piano. And this one's talking about a favorite instrument, and it says my favorite instrument right there in the answer. So these are the things that you want to pay attention to sometimes when you're reading or speaking, is how everything is related. All right, let's move on to section B. So let's talk about the instrument families. So this is very similar to the first section A, but instead of giving us the answer, they're giving us the question, and we have to pick which one is the right answer. So, for number 1, it says, which family of instruments includes the clarinet? Who has the correct answer for that? Yes. Yes, that is correct. It is B. I think the clarinet is a woodwind instrument. Now let's go for number 2. How do you classify the acoustic guitar? Anyone? Yes. Correct. It is A. It's a strings instrument, isn't it? So again in here, we're talking about guitars and strings. And then in this one, we're talking about the clarinet, and it's mentioned in the clarinet both in the question and the answer. You guys are catching on. That's really good. Okay, so let's move on to section C now. Let's talk about the school orchestra. Now here, we're going to be doing the same thing where we give the answer, we supply the question to the answer that they have already given us. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys do that, and then we'll go over it right now. Great, okay. So for question number 1, the answer is that they gave us is, I would love to join. I have played the drums since I was in 1st grade. Who has the correct answer for that one? Yes. Would you like to join the school orchestra is correct. Great, so for number 1, it is A. Now for number 2, the answer they gave us is, you can join the jazz band, sign up in the auditorium after school. Does anyone know the answer? Yes? Correct. The answer is B. Where can I play my saxophone? Now let's move on to section D. Here it's following the same format, except now you're going to have to fill in the blank as well as putting in the correct question to the partial answer that is given. So again, when doing this one, you want to look at what you're given in the answer. So I really like, or I would, and see how it matches best with the questions that they offer us to use. Are you guys ready? Great. Cool. So, for number 1, can someone tell me what question is the correct question to use? Yes. That is correct. What is your favorite musical instrument? Is the question. And then the answer that you supplied for that? Great. I really like the saxophone. That's a great answer. All right, for number 2, can you guys tell me which is the correct question for number 2? Yes, it is B. And can you share the answer that you gave with it? Great. So the answer was, yes, I would like to join the school orchestra. Now, also when you're answering a question, you can say, yes, I would like to join, and you don't have to say the school orchestra, because in that conversation, you both know what you're talking about. And it's usually more common in English to not repeat exactly what the person says, so you can say, yes, I would like to join, or you can say, yes, I would like that. Okay, now we're going to go on to the next activity. This one is the picture study. So as you guys can see, you have a drummer up here, and we're going to do a few activities with this picture. So I want you guys to work with a partner and to take 5 minutes to fill out section A and section B, and then we're going to discuss section C together as a class, to do it as a class. Are you guys all ready? Great. All right, so can anyone give me a few of the words that came to mind when they looked at this picture? Yes. Loud. Yeah, he looks really loud, you know, because the drums, he's just banging away. Good. What else? Yes. Fun. Yes, he does look like he's having a really good time. One more? Yes. Rock and roll. Yes, yeah, you know, the drums is used a lot in rock and roll, but not only in rock and roll, it can be jazz or it can be another type of music as well. But here, he looks very rock and roll. Good, good. All right, so now we're going to move on to section B, and I'm going to ask you guys some questions, and you just give me the answer. So, does anyone have a good title for this picture? Yes. The drums. That's a very good one. There we go. What family does the instrument belong to? Yes. Percussion. Yes, that is the correct answer. And what can we call the man? Yes. Correct. He's a drummer. What can we see in this picture? Yes. Yeah, we see a musician. Correct. What else do we see? Yes? A drum set. Yeah, exactly. All right.